It's the Morgan Shinlever Show.
Welcome to the second taping of the Coach Shinlever Show. I'm Victor Lee with Morgan Shinlever, and we're finally at week one. Talk to me about the excitement of your football team this week.
Well, I think going into the first ball game of the season is always important to get one under your belt. The kids have been ready to play. They've been putting all their work in the off season, so they're definitely looking forward to getting out there and reaping the rewards of what they've done.
Mm-hmm. Do you feel like they're emotionally up, mentally up, and are you happy with their overall mindset?
Yeah, I am. I think going into the first ball game, they're right where we want them to be from that standpoint. The biggest thing is we got to make sure that they're able to control those emotions and control that energy throughout the game, because usually the first game is going to boil down to the team that makes the least amount of mistakes.
Right. And how do you do that? As coaches during the week, how do you coach them about managing the hype? They have put a lot of work into this, and so you know it's going to overflow, just like you said. How do you do that?
You continually talk about the process, focus on the details, the fundamentals of the game. If we're able to do those things that we have created as far as habits and have good habits, those will carry you through a ball game, especially one where you're got so much energy and emotions are running high.
Sure. Now talk to us about how you've been performing of the Jamboree. You won. You had some very good plays. How did you feel about that? And what does it say about where you're headed?
Well, from the Jamboree, I liked how our offense was moving the football. We were able to get out there and have some good things happen. We had a lot of possessions during the Jamboree, and we're able to play a lot of kids. From a defensive standpoint, I felt like our defensive unit was pursuing the ball really well. We looked fast as a unit, which is going to cause a lot of problems for people if we can continue that up and also get better at it. So the Jamboree was a good opportunity for us to kind of shake the rust off a little bit and get rid of some of the nerves going into the 2016 season. So we're looking forward to being able to hit the ground running this Friday.
What are the primary strengths you think you take into any football game?
I think going back to that habits, reinforcing things like ball security, pursuing the football, good game tackling. I think those are the things that we want to take into every ball game, but are even that much more important earlier in the season.
Mm-hmm. What do you think your team is particularly good at?
I think we're very good on the defensive side of the ball this year. We are obviously led by 9 returning starters from last year. So we've got to make sure that we use that as our strength. We want the defense to be on the field early and not very often. So we want to try to turn the other team over a lot or hold them to 3 and outs and let our offense have a lot of opportunities to move the football downfield.
The last time we talked in our first taping a couple of weeks ago, you were still developing some young offensive linemen, interior especially, guards and tackles. How's that coming along?
It's progressing. Anytime you're working with some young guys, you've got to make sure that you're focusing really a lot of your time on the individual fundamentals and techniques that go with that. There are some guys that are growing up there, especially on the interior part of that line. And then we've also got some guys on the edge that are starting to emerge as consistent ball players at the tackles position. One led by Nate Atkins, who's a junior who's just got the right mindset to be an offensive lineman, and he's our leader of that group.
Great. Talk about Friday night and the atmosphere you expect here. We've got a new field that looks beautiful. You've got a good football team, and you're in year 3 of your program. The students are back in school and enthusiastic. What do you think it's going to be like here Friday night at Bearden High School?
Well, I think it's going to be a very electric environment. I think there's going to be a lot of pageantry and spirit behind our student body and our team and all the things that go into making a high school football on a Friday night special. So it's going to be a great kickoff to the 2016 season. As far as the school, everybody, I think that everybody's just so eager to get the season underway, because the first game always is kind of like the start of the new school year, so it's going to be good for a coach staff for us to go ahead and get that game under our belt so we can get to a regular season routine. Sure. But it's going to be a terrific environment to be in.
Sure. Do the players and coaches notice that? You're out there to run your plays and to run your system, but does it jack you up a little bit? Does it help the team when they're hearing the fans and seeing the atmosphere? We've got a new ball field and all the things that go with it.
I think anytime, no matter what facilities you got or where you're at, and especially this part of the country and in the Southeast, football is a very big part of our culture and our society down here. So I think anytime the lights kick on Friday night, it's going to make everybody get a little bit excited and the hair stand up on the back of your neck a little bit, because it's just like I said earlier, it's an electric environment to be a part of.
Absolutely. Well, the lights kick on this Friday night at Bearden High School. Be there, be in the stands, put a few thousand folks out there and cheer on the Bulldogs. And if you can't be there, watch the broadcast on Diamond Clear Media. Thanks, Coach.
Excellent. Appreciate it.